Hey everyone, we want to do a giveaway, and the way this giveaway is going to work is very simple. Number one, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. Number two, comment on, you can comment on one video or all the videos, that's up to you. But the comment is going to be selected by my family and myself, and it's going to be selected off of either being the most humorous comment or the most inspirational comment of all the comments on our channel videos. What's going to happen, or when it's going to be chosen, is when we reach 5,000 subscribers, which is not very far away. How we're going to reveal it is basically we will select the comment. The next video after our 5,000 subscribers, we will make a special video just for you and say why we liked your comment the most and why we selected it. And then we will have you reach out to us to inform us of where we need to send the shirts to. You're gonna also need to tell us the size of the shirts and which shirts you want. All the shirts that you're gonna have to choose from are below in our merch store. So start subscribing if you haven't already, and start commenting. Hey everyone, you can see that we have something new and big to handle all the manure around here. But not talking about the father-in-law. We actually went to Iowa and picked this up. Got it from a guy. It is older. It's about the same age as the other one we had, the ground-driven one. The ground-driven one, it just took too long to spread everything. And unfortunately, basically only being able to do this on the weekends by the time we get home from work and everything. It sucks spending all day spreading a little bit at a time when I can spread almost all of it in one shot. So we're gonna go ahead and get this off. Not sure if we're gonna lift it off with the big tractor yet, or if we're actually going to be able to just drive it down the ramps with the little tractor. So we'll see. So this is it. This is our new manure spreader. It's a 16x6 Kelly Ryan Manure Spreader. In pretty good shape. The only downside, it's solid everywhere. A couple of little rust holes right here across. It's just in the front. And then back here, you can see that this, well, if I shaking the whole camera. Anyways, it needs to be reattached. Basically, it rusted through up here, and the drum obviously puts tension on this and makes it bounce and move. So we do need to reinforce that. The only thing other than, just that, I want to put some more tension on this, because you can see this chain is very loose. So I'm actually to the point where I don't even know if I'm going to tighten it. I'm really thinking about just taking a link out. It's kind of where I'm at with this philosophy at the moment. We'll come back to that. And then, while I appreciate their ingenuity, this wooden block is not going to last forever. We will have to replace that. We'll try to find the appropriate piece, or see if we have a friend that maybe could 3D print one. That would be ideal. And then, other than that, I know it's dirty right now. That's actually from the trip of picking it up. As you can see, that's all we have left of the snow right there. That's it. The big old forts that the kids had, gone. It only took about a week, and it was pretty much all gone. And actually, the ground is not terrible. It's drier, but you can see that it's a little moist still. We are going to fill this manure spreader up. What I don't know is what I don't know if I'm going to use the little tractor to pull it. I don't think that the little tractor will have enough weight, and not only that, I really don't think it's going to have the PTO horsepower, so probably get the big tractor back out. But we're going to do a test run with it after we grease everything, so let's get everything greased up and then we'll get to it. I forgot to show you. So because of how wide the manure spreader is, it rode right on the edges of our trailer. It made it a little bit difficult to get it down because the ramps themselves are, you know, if the tire's over here on it, right, it's gonna make the ramps flip out. So we put ratchet straps there to hold it down, and worked pretty well. The other thing is that we need a dovetail gooseneck trailer to make it a lot easier. Brings me to the next question though. What's your favorite tool on the farm? Or favorite innovation to just a common tool, like the grease gun? The battery operated grease gun, by far my favorite. Well, probably a tie between that and the grinder, because during hay season, sharpening the blades on the mower conditioner, that's pretty handy too. I'm curious to see what yours are though. Put them down in the comments. Oop, that's way too much there. All right, let's see how she runs. Let's see how it sounds. I actually started it without greasing everything first, just to see if there's any big issues that I need to look at before I greased it. Everything sounds pretty good. Not really any rumbles. Chain, like I talked about, we need to tighten it, but even if we tighten it, we don't have enough left on that tensioner to be able to get it to where it'll be tight enough. So we're gonna actually just take a link out of that chain. Everything else looks good though. You can see here what I was talking about, how this is vibrating, or this is shaking and everything. We're gonna simply fix that by welding some. We're gonna make it to where it's actually attached very good, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. But everything's spinning smoothly. No funny noises. I wouldn't want to get hit by that thing. So, pretty happy. Well, let's get this thing out of the way. All right, so before we get a chance to use the manure spreader, we gotta fill it, obviously. And this is kind of the way that we've decided to go about it. Set it in. Basically, since this is all gravelled up here, I can drive up and down this. Even with the big tractor, we'll make a bunch of ruts at least. And then, right here's the doorway, so it's easy to scoop and just dump it. What I don't know is that I probably have to get in here and just push it around, because right now you can see I don't have the big tractor hooked up to it. So I can't pull it forward and backwards to get an even load, so I'll just probably move it with my hand for now. Hopefully you guys can see with the sun out. Anyways, we're gonna use the big tractor to operate the manure spreader. However, last time I used the tractor, we had the 1000 PTO set up because we were using the Bush Hog. So we're gonna go ahead and flip that around real quick. Anytime you're doing PTO work, make sure you turn the tractor off, because all it takes is something to get bumped or something to malfunction, and then you get seriously injured. So on Allis, it's pretty easy. Take 6 bolts out, pull this out, flip it over, put it back, line the holes up. And you'll put it back on the outer. So you can see that we actually wire this on because the tongue of a manure spreader typically has very little weight on it, especially when it gets closer to being empty, it'll have no weight on it. You don't want this pin to come out because this will go up after it comes off and it'll tear up your PTO shaft. All right, so we're gonna run it. We actually ran it earlier and I forgot to start the camera, but this is how it spreads. A little thick, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try lower RPMs in a higher gear, and then that'll spread less manure out. So let's see what it does.
Address the chain issues. They're not terrible. They just need to be corrected before it does cause a problem. And then weld them pieces in, we'll be in really good shape. I'm very happy. It works very well. No complaints other than the chains. For my Allis Chalmers fans, let you hear the old 7045. Pick somebody up for Momo's. We got to stay with Momo last night, so time to head back to the house. Hey, tacos to So now we don't have anywhere to park that manure spreader because it's so much bigger. So what we're gonna do for the moment is we're actually just gonna leave it connected to the tractor and just leave it here in the main barn. Hopefully we'll figure something else out soon. Parked in here. I just wanted to show you that this is typically what leads to manure spreaders rusting, is leaving manure in them. Leaving a little bit like that in a dry area So for instance, inside the barn for, you know, a week or so, not quite as bad, but if it's wet, even if you leave it inside the barn, it's going to be irrelevant. It is still going to end up causing rust and corrosion. So make sure that, you know, do the best you can to store things dry and clean. Like this manure that's in here, I mean, you can look at it. Yeah, it's got some moisture in it. So we're not going to leave it. We're actually going to take this rake and spread it out a little bit. That way we don't have, it'll dry in here and it won't corrode. Hey everyone. I know that the video is a little bit different, kind of more bouncing around between things, and I'm sorry, but we had family come in to visit, and I had stuff that I had to get done on the farm, so I just went ahead and did that. And of course, we already had our manure spreader. We knew we needed to do a video about that and kind of show and explain a little bit. The repair video we'll do probably maybe next week is what I'm aiming for. It depends. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But other than that, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Manure spreader worked out great. I hope that it gives us some really good results for our hay this year. And we have some other stuff, more intricate plans on how we're doing the hay field. That video is going to be posting soon too. That will actually be next week for sure. So stick around for that. We're going to try to make the hayfield more of an education tool and figure out what works best and what costs what's the most economical way to produce hay. So please stick around for that as well. Other than that, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Have a blessed week, and we're going to see you next time. I think we have a gopher problem. This is interesting. I'd like to hear everybody's guesses on what all this is about. Put them down below in the comments. No, it's not really a gopher problem. And I'll give you another hint. It's not frozen water lines or anything like that either.